The Drexler Sibbet Team Performance Model. So this is going to be how to turn a group into a team, and this is coming from a book called The Decision Book. Basically, it's 50 models for strategic thinking, and it's vital for you to have strategic thinking because in school, they actually don't teach us this, and it's one of the fundamental things that the most successful people have as far as decision-making, persuasion, day-to-day action-taking. Studying people like Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, all top people of the industry, they're able to use cognitive tools, logical tools, and decision-making models for strategic thinking. And that's why this is important. So again, we're going to be discussing the Drexler-Sibbet Team Performance Model. How to turn a group into a team. There are hundreds of team performance models and strategies out there. One of the best was developed by Alan Drexler, thus the Drexler-Sibbet team model, and David Sibbet, founders of consulting company The Grove Consultants International. The model illustrates 7 different stages that participants in a project typically go through. Follow the arrows. At every stage, there's a basic question that we ask ourselves at the point in a project. At the beginning, why am I here? In the middle, how do we do it? At the end, why continue? And keys, quote unquote, which describe team members' behaviors and which in turn indicate whether that particular stage has been resolved or not. The keys describe the feeling that we have when we are struggling with a particular stage, as well as the feelings we have once that stage has been successfully completed. For example, goal clarification is resolved when team members display a shared vision. It may be unresolved if team members show apathy and skepticism, and if so, this stage should be revisited. Many of the stages may seem obvious and trivial, but experience shows that every team goes through every stage. If a team skips a stage, it will end up returning to it later. So if you're leading a team, you should present the team model at the beginning of the project. After the project has started, ask the members of your team at regular intervals, how far along, i.e., which stage in the project are you? What do you need to do to reach the next stage? If you are unsure about which stage your team is currently at, write down some keys for each respective stage and see the illustration. So if you have this book, this is on page 140 to 141 and the illustration's on 142. I highly recommend you pick this up. Again, it's a small book, a little coffee table book, but it clearly lays out all these different modes for strategic thinking, which are really interesting. And I like, in the beginning of this book, they break it down in this graph where it's basically a square and it's 4 quadrants of the square, and it's upper left is, how to improve yourself. Upper right is how to understand yourself better. Lower right is how to understand others better. Lower left is how to improve others. And it kind of works in this quadrant, and then it graphs all the different modes of strategic decision making versus on, doing and thinking and me and others. So this is an others one, and this is, how to improve others. So this is when you have a team or when you have a group and you're trying to turn them into a team. And again, don't be afraid of stirring up negative feelings among the group. An open conflict is better than one that simmers unresolved through several stages and forces you to address issues during the final stages. That should have been dealt with much earlier on. Beware, don't try to align your team rigidly to the model. The model is simply an aid to orientation. It is a compass, not a pacemaker. Groups have to move forward only when one of the participants dares to take another step. As a leader, you should prepare to be the first to make mistakes. Yes, so that was the Sibbet, that was the Drexler-Sibbet team performance model that's in this book, The Decision Book by Michael Krogus and Roman Toshleper, 50 Modes for Strategic Thinking. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please check out some of our other episodes. We do 3 podcasts a day, 1 5, 1 10, and 1 15-minute episode. Please leave us a review and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And until next time.